Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Minnesota needs diverse teachers who represent our students and communities. Explore teaching degree options at Metro State University's Urban Education Info Session in person at the Minneapolis campus on June 24th. Metro State's programs offer pathways to bachelor's degrees designed for those committed to serving urban communities. Visit campus, get an overview of teaching programs, and meet with an advisor. Sign up at metrostate.edu/urban teacher program. Become a teacher, shape the future. Metro State University.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
What does it mean to begin? Creation Story explores Native origin stories through powerful contemporary art, connecting past and present with every brushstroke in sculpture. Explore how identity, culture, and resilience are shaped through art. Creation Story, now at All My Relations Arts through July 26th. This exhibition invites you to the heart of the Ochate-Shikowin storytelling, where spiritual relatives guide the way. Open to all. Learn more at allmyrelationsarts.org. Experience the beginning. Experience Creation Story at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 62. Wednesday, cloudy with a high of 79. Then Wednesday night, cloudy with a low of 62. Nightingale is your cozy, comfortable neighborhood bar and restaurant at 26th and Lindale in Minneapolis. Come in for the famous Nightingale burger or the ginger tamari chicken wings. View their menu or place a takeout order at nightingalempls.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Cody Cup, hit me cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanda. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. We discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujank, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
And yes, you're right, Jaji. This portion of the show is supported by Native Roots Trading Posts. Shop now at cause-cart.shop.com and search Native Roots to find your resist gear. Pinigigi for our support, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you. Hey, a lot going on today. We're going to have Ruth Anna Buffalo on, CEO of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. And she's going to have some of the people at work there. And we might hand the show over to her, and talk the good things that last week she had a couple people on. It was really cool to hear the excitement and what they do and all those fun things. So Ruth Anna will join us in a few minutes. But first I wanted to talk about a couple things, Jalisa. And one of them was I was really struck when I watched on one of the platforms at a Los Angeles Dodgers game, a young person singing the national anthem in Spanish. And I went, "Right on. That was cool." She got a big hand. And, there's a big history there, where the baseball park was built, where all those Mexicans lived, and they removed them from there. And a lot of people from the Latino community did not like the Dodgers until 1981 when Fernando Venezuela came aboard. And they probably have one of the biggest Hispanic audiences of any major league team. But and then the next day, what I saw was that she was told not to do it.
Right.
So a form of resistance. Hold that mic closer to you.
Oh, sure.
A form of resistance.
There we go.
Yeah, now you sound great. Was that she did do the national anthem in Spanish and got a big hand.
Yeah, I saw that too. I'm glad you brought that up. And yeah, I think the biggest moment of that was that she was told not to. And I even saw that she said, "This might be my last time that I'm allowed here, but I wanted to do that to resist and to stand up for what's right. And, what's going on in our country is not right." Right. I mean, so all the immigration and just the sadness. So good for her.
Right. And then yesterday was reported when the president, the orange president, I don't like saying his name, was in Canada. A Native American came up to him and talked to him in his own language.
In his own language. Yes. Yes. I saw that on indigenous.tv on their Instagram page. So check it out. I was just going to pull that up, but that's the source I got it from. But yeah, I mean, in his headdress, and noted that it was very powerful to just speak directly. I mean, and if you see the video, he's speaking directly to the president in his language, and to stand in who he is. So incredible.
And then the big baby left early, and because he was a hot mess. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to get our friend Ruth Anna Buffalo on, who's CEO of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, and we really always appreciate having you on, Ruth Anna. And I know you're very busy, and I wanted you to come on just a few minutes early before your posse comes on, and just talk about, you were an elected person in North Dakota. And what happened this past weekend here in Minnesota with the assassinations and assassination attempt, how did you feel? And I mean, that had to hit close to home. And again, welcome, Ruth Anna Buffalo. I think you're muted.
Okay. Sorry about that.
There you go.
I was
No
clearing
problem.
out different windows and stuff, but can you hear me? Okay.
Welcome. Did
Thank
you
you.
hear my
Yeah.
question, Ruth Anna? Welcome.
Yep. Domsha, hello, and Madzigadadz, thank you for having MIWRC on again. And yeah, definitely feel for the families and the communities and the constituents of those impacted. And yeah, just unbelievable, to hear about the events, how they unfolded, and just really feel for the electeds right now, especially because it is a scary thing at times when you do face those threats, but then to have them actually carried out like that is just unreal. It's kind of really no words. So
I know, but it must have hit home for you, Ruth Anna, because you were at one point in the same position and in a really red state.
yes, for sure. Was having lunch today with my husband and my oldest son, and we're still kind of visiting about the information that we're reading about regarding the shooter or the murderer or the killer, and so but yeah, it wasn't until today that our son realized that I had received threats, and that they as kids were also being threatened by people during my first legislative session. He was like, what? He didn't know that. So I mean, we kind of, I guess, did a good job of protecting our kids, but from that information. But yeah, those are scary times to go through, and I definitely believe that any kind of threat should be taken serious.
Well, definitely. And both times, this time here, it happened this weekend, and then of course when you were in North Dakota, you talked to your husband and bounced it off with him, because that's scary, and especially frightening, especially if you're alone in that situation.
For sure. I can remember times where we were, when you're, I believe a lot of the legislators in this part of the country are considered citizen legislators, where it's a part-time pay, the compensation is very low, therefore it's, but, you do beyond a full-time job's worth of work because it's 24/7 when you are an elected. And so citizen legislators, how I understand it, is that it's almost close to volunteering, and I was listening to AM radio on Saturday morning and hearing, the commentary, but that was mentioned of the Minnesota legislature as well, that they are also citizen legislatures similarly to North Dakota. And so just that really spoke to me, because it's like you're volunteering, for the love of the people, really, because you want to make things better. You want to see everyone live a better life than the next generation and the next person. So it's a lot of sacrifice that our electeds go through, and a lot of times the normalization of hate is there, and I wish it wasn't. That's kind of the downside of the political arena, is that as an elected, you're expected to not fire back, not, so to speak, like with your words of like standing up for yourself. You have to just kind of be silent and take it, suffer in silence almost, so it's, there's different strategies, I'm sure, but, we were always just kind of told, turn the other cheek, look the other way, but it's hard when, especially during these times of polarization. So I just hope things will not escalate and that things will get better, because this is too much.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And one of the things that I really enjoyed is Wendy and I went to the Capitol, even though we were paralyzed with these people that we knew that were hurt or murdered on Saturday, but we still went to the Capitol, and there was up to 80,000 people there that they said, and that really filled our soul, even though it was, a lot shortened version of it. And then seeing the 13 million across Turtle Island showing up to try that are against no kings.
Yeah, I think it's always good to stand strong in your values. I mean, of course, it's at each person's discretion, on your level of comfort with your personal safety, but it's always important to make good judgment, make good decisions, but be aware of your surroundings for sure.
Hey, we're here with Ruth Anna Buffalo and the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center here in the Twin Cities. We'll be right back. This is MIWRC Radio.
Stay with us.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NAGD. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting nagd.org.
Do you have a personal financial goal like buying a car, starting a business, saving for college, or investing for retirement? Whatever your goal is, you need a plan. It might seem overwhelming, but like physical fitness, you can gradually improve your financial health step by step. Start by creating a spending plan, improving your credit score, opening a bank account, or finding a trusted advisor. Not sure where to start? Visit mn.gov/commerce/money for more.
Rudy Luther Toyota has a great way for you to purchase your next vehicle. It's the Toyota Smart Path. You can shop at the dealership or on your couch. Shop smarter by saving time, and remember, they'll have the best prices and no surprises. You can browse the available vehicles, use the Smart Path payment estimator to customize your own payments, apply for financing, and then finalize your purchase. Smart Path is the smartest path to your new vehicle. Check it out online at rudyluthertoyota.com or stop by Rudy Luther Toyota, 5 miles west of Minneapolis on 394.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
Hey, this show is brought to you by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Yes, they do. I love that tagline. Hey, we're here with Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center and our friend Ruth Anna Buffalo, the CEO. And Ruth, I don't know, you're an old pro at being on the radio and with Native Roots Radio. Do you want to take it from here and introduce our guest?
Sure. Yeah. So thank you, Robert. We have a couple of our staff from MIWRC joining us tonight. We have Allison and Deetra, and we're so thankful that they agreed to come on and share a few words about the good work that they do at MIWRC. And yeah, we just celebrated our 40th anniversary last September. We use a comprehensive approach in serving the community, individuals, and families. And so if Deetra's ready, maybe we can, or whoever would like to start, Deetra or Allison. Welcome, ladies.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Deetra. Good to see you.
You too. Allison, you want me to go first, or?
Sure.
Well, I have the privilege of working in the drop-in center here at MIWRC. We are basically the first point of contact for our client relatives. So we get to see them in rare form, coming just straight in from the streets, or some have homes, some don't. And we provide basic needs services, food, showers, clothing, resources. Our main objective is to provide a safe space for them, so that they feel very welcome when they come. We're growing so much every day. We're getting more and more client relatives who are feeling very comfortable and opening up more, and we're building really great relationships with our client relatives, which I think is very important. Is building those relationships so that they are comfortable, so they can, let us know like what's going on in their world, so we are able to help them or guide them in the right direction in terms of. Oh, did I cut off? Oh, I'm still on. Okay. But yeah, the part I love the most is building those relationships with our client relatives so that they are comfortable. I know a lot of them don't trust very many people. So knowing that they can come here and open up and, have this space available to them is super important to me. And it's something that I enjoy the most, is building those relationships and being able to provide the services that we do provide for them. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Ruth Anna, how long have you been with Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center?
Myself or
me?
No, I'm sorry, Deetra.
It's I think it'll be a year, coming up on a year. Mm-hmm. A year. Yes.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Ruth Ann, take it away there to introduce someone more. This is awesome. I feel a lot of heart coming through the airwaves here.
For sure. Yes. Thank you, Deetra. We're so thankful to have Deetra on board. She's got a lot of expertise, experience, and knowledge. And so we're just super thankful to have her on board. Like you mentioned, she's got a huge heart and really has a nurturing presence with all of our client relatives. Next, we have Ellison. Ellison started out, with MIWRC through helping through the Emergency Warming Center. We noticed right away her leadership skills and qualities, and so we were able to bring her on to help us. And she's an all-round, just like Deetra, and all of our staff, wear many hats, are all, pretty much cross-trained. And so Ellison also has a wealth of information and experience and outstanding, amazing community member. So I'll turn it over to Ellison.
Hey everyone, so I'm Allison. I'm gonna start off by telling you guys a little bit about myself and where I'm from. I am Hunkpapa Lakota from Standing Rock Sioux Tribe. My spirit name is Wambali Wayne Golden Eagle Woman. So yeah, like Ruth was saying, I came on as a contractor, so it was a learning experience in different areas of MIWRC. So I got to work in the drop-in center. I'm gaining experience as a receptionist, gaining experience in just all different areas. And it's been an amazing journey for me because a lot of the things that I'm learning, Ruth had opened doors for me to be able to gain these experiences. But as coming on as a contractor, I started off as being a floater in MIWRC, being a big help all over all different areas of MIWRC. And right now I'm mainly up at the front desk, helping anyone that comes in, giving anybody a comfortable space to come into our doors. So on Tuesdays or Monday through Friday, we do a breakfast program for our client relatives. So they come in, they can eat, they can just hang out. And a lot of them keep coming back, because they feel safe here. They like being here and being able to like Deetra was saying, being able to build those relationships with them. It keeps them coming back. That way, they feel safe here, and that's a good thing for MIWRC to be able to open up the doors for the relatives and are unsheltered.
Yeah, that's amazing, Ruth Anna. What a team. And you have to have a certain person to be leading this, and then also certain people to be boots on the ground, Ruth Anna.
Yeah, for sure. We have an amazing team, and it's just always something new every day, a new experience. But it's good. I mean, it's a lot of healing you can feel taking place, through struggles or through hardships. It's just like Ellison and Deetra mentioned, it's a pretty welcoming space, and that's the goal, is that everybody feels loved and feels better than they did when they when they walk out the MIWRC doors, after an appointment or a visit. We hope that they feel better than they did when they first entered the building. So yeah.
So I see so many great services and even a lot of fun things to do, Ruth Anna. Maybe you can ask these guys, are they able to participate too? Because I was down there for your anniversary, and at the same time there was a drawing going on, and I would go, wow, this looks fun.
Yes, for sure. When I first came on board too, we had ribbon skirt making, and the staff got to also, participate if there were, if it was appropriate. And so, yeah, for sure, we want to make sure that we're taking care of our staff as well, and that our staff are having fun and healing along with the client relatives. So yeah, I was thinking of just hearing you speak and say that just now too. It reminded me of seeing our PCL construction workers come out during an intertribal song during the open house, and that was pretty cool to see. You know? And then,
Cool.
yeah, so the cakewalks, or even just, you know, a lot of our staff are super talented. I would say all of our staff are amazing and have different talents, and we have some that like to dance, and we have, you know, we just try to have fun every chance we get, and have some humor and laughter and enjoy food as well.
Oh, excellent. Hey, let's take a quick break here. You're listening to Native Roots Radio, and we've got Ruth Anna Buffalo and her crew from Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center on. Let's take a quick break.
Stay with us.
Your heart beats for generations. Take care of it.
There's a lot that we can do to take care of ourselves. And so I think it's important to take the smaller steps and break it down into more manageable pieces, because the little steps leads to big changes.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. For Indigenous women, taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Let's protect that story. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts.
So come check out their pizza and wine bar, or get a treat from the bakery made fresh daily. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
End-of-life decisions are not easy to make. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Hospice Care. It's important to make sure that this difficult time is meaningful and comforting to you and your loved ones. Our hospice team provides an individualized program of physical, emotional, spiritual, and practical care so your loved one is comfortable and not in pain. At Mary T. Hospice, we understand that choosing the right hospice care provider can be overwhelming, but we're here to assist you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
Find a wide selection of outdoor hearth products at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. Whether you prefer wood or gas, Woodland Stoves has the fire to fit your home. Pizza aficionados know nothing matches masonry oven baking for capturing flavor and nutrition. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces can easily install one in your home or business. Enthusiasts use these ovens year-round for bread making, wood roasting, even grilling.
The mission and passion of Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces is to make the fire work for you. The way humans relate to fire is primordial. We have used fire to warm our bodies, cook our meals, and kindle our spirits. Our team has the know-how to do this in a clean-burning and environmentally smart way. Visit our store and experience the diversity. We have over 35 working units on display at the corner of Riverside and East Franklin. See us online at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that fits and works for you.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
Live and share mental health with Becoming Together Therapy and Wellness. Hello, everyone. We are Becky McNatten and Tara Martini, hosts of Feels Out Loud, a show dedicated to expanding the paradigm of mental health.
Tune in to develop both personal and relational insight, language on emotions, and daily life application.
Join us weekly as we explore topics connected to mental wellness. Each Sunday at 9 a.m. here on AM 950, be a part of our mission to connect this world more authentically and fully with one another.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 62. Wednesday, cloudy with a high of 79. Then Wednesday night, cloudy with a low of 62. Nightingale is your cozy, comfortable neighborhood bar and restaurant at 26th and Lindale in Minneapolis. Come in for the famous Nightingale burger or the ginger tamari chicken wings. View their menu or place a takeout order at nightingalempls.com.
AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACD, in Minneapolis.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. And we are here with Ruth Anna Buffalo and her crew from Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. And Ruth Ann, this is just, I can feel their heart through these airwaves. And I really appreciate you bringing these guys on. Let's talk some more about what they do, Ruth Anna.
Yeah, so in the drop-in center, like Deetra mentioned, they're one of the first points of contact for a lot of our relatives who come in who are unsheltered or unhoused, and so the work that they do is so critically important because it helps. They help, relatives feel safe and welcomed, and they get our client relatives connected to resources. Like Allison mentioned, we have today's Tuesday, so we had our weekly resource connect from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. where breakfast and lunch is provided, and we have service providers on site. Hennepin County Streets to Housing, MINOB, Behavioral Health, targeted case managers. And Avivo Village was there today. And so, yeah, and then also LEAD was on site, Sobriety Warriors. So yeah, it's a community effort, and we're, providing a space for people to come together and help the relatives get connected to resources. So yeah, we're just trying to do the best we can within our reach, because we all have a responsibility to help our relatives live, and live longer.
That's awesome. And Deetra, I was there for the 40th anniversary open house, and I saw you there, and it was amazing how many community people showed up for that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I was in awe too, and it's also amazing to make those connections. It's like the community coming together like that, and connecting with each of the organizations is so important. There are times when I may not have a resource and I could just pick up the phone and call, or now some of them, they come here now, and make those connections so that they don't have to wait, or they're being shoveled around to this place, to that place. Some of our client relatives don't have communication, like cell phones and computers. So being able to make those connections like that is so amazing. And it's like right there, so they don't have to go very far. And that helps us out too. And we're not playing phone tag or email tag. And then it kind of gets tiring to them, and then they lose hope. And that's the one thing that we don't want to happen, is for our client relatives to lose hope, because we're fighting the fight with them, So yeah, those resources and connections are very key to potential success in helping our client relatives get to that next stage in their life. So
yeah. Absolutely. Allison, you've been around for a year. You've gone through the bad part of the winter, and our unsheltered relatives showing up, and that must really be hard to see, but also really good on the heart that you're able to help.
Yeah, definitely. And so I was like gonna, I don't know if I should mention this, or if it's like, but like I have like a lot of experience with like our unsheltered, let alone with them like going through their struggle they're going through, because I'm also in recovery too. July 18th will be my 2 years being in recovery. So like it's easier for like, so like a lot of people outside of our work, like a lot of them don't understand, so like for them to come to MIWRC and feel safe here, because like and with me being here in our drop-in, our all of our coworkers, we, like Ruth was saying, we have an amazing team going here, and I'm grateful to be a part of that team, to be able to help like guide and support like our unsheltered to want better and to do better, So like it's been a good experience being here at MIWRC. I've been here going on 3 months now, so I'm still a newbie. But it has been like it has been a good experience for me being here, and I'm grateful that Ruth like was able to like open those doors for me and to be able to work with like our unsheltered or even anyone coming through our doors in general, and just being able to like make them feel welcomed here, make them feel safe, make them feel like as if they were at home, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say is I have 40 years of recovery, and I
Right
think
on.
2 years is a lot longer than I think 2 years is a lot longer than 40 years, because those days can be long, and you're a great representation, and also people can look up to you because you're doing it, and that's what our community needs, is to see more warriors like you, Allison, that are doing it on the daily deal.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And so like in a lot of our client relatives that do come in, you know, like I was saying, like I know a lot of them only because like I was in active use at one point. So like a lot of them that, and because our community, like when our community comes together, they come together, and when that does happen, it's such a beautiful thing to see, you know. And a lot of them come in and they'll be like, you know, I'm gonna get there one day, and I'm like, yeah, you will, you know, you definitely will, and just keep speaking that into existence or manifesting it, you know, because like a lot of our relatives who are struggling right now, a lot of them want it so bad. It's just that step that they have to take, you know, because it's a hard step to take, and I don't blame them, because I was at that point at one time, you know. And
Exactly.
they'll get there, you know. All we can do is keep being supportive and being a good having our doors open like we've been, you know.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations again. That's a huge deal, and 2 years is a long time. It's a lot longer, again, like I said, than 40 years. It's Ruth Anna. It's great to have these guys on and talk real talk.
Yes, for sure. I'm super thankful. You know, it's an amazing team, and we kind of joke and say, you know, they're a bunch of Care Bears, you know. But yeah, they have superpowers. So, you know, their heart, heart work. You know, some days are challenging, and with things that kind of tug at the heartstrings, you know. But we support one another, and we're thankful to have a good support system, and our traditional values that have withstood the test of time are there for us as well. And we were I was just talking to my family about the parade, and it was fun to like be out there and dancing with the relatives and things, so
Yeah.
yeah, it was it's just good time, good medicine for sure.
Well, your name will always be on the trophy because you guys won it the first time, Ruth Anna.
Yeah. Bragging rights, I guess.
Jalisa and I are going to try and get a float next year, a Native Roots radio float, and we're thinking about maybe having a big boombox on her car
Yeah, for sure. There was some
with
really
an
good
eagle feather hanging from it. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Ruth Anna, I'd like to, I don't know if you want to keep these guys on, because really what I'd like to talk about now too is the services that you have and the things that are coming up this week. So this is your call if you want to ask them a few more questions, or if you want to get right into that, how people out there can support Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center and the great work that obviously Allison and Deetra and you and the whole crew do.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Like our website is on the link down there, the banner. So yeah, MIWRC.org has a lot of our good information, connects you to the socials. So yeah, if Deetra and Allison would like to stay on for another segment, for sure, I support that.
Right on. That's very cool. So what would you say to somebody that Deetra, that just came in and really feels down about stuff, and how do you greet them, and how do you tell them that it's going to be okay?
Definitely with empathy, and compassion. Compassion for sure. Uh, being a good listener, paying attention to them. They go through so much out in the streets, just having that genuine compassion goes a long way. And it works for me. I actually sit down with them and I listen, and I don't care how horrible the story may be, I'm still just like right there and letting them know that whatever I can do in my power, that I will do it, and standing on that. I don't care if they come one day and I don't see them for a month. I remember, what they talked about, what they were dealing with, and even if we have to jump right back in, and just try to help them to the best of my ability. But like I said in the first part, is building those strong relationships are super important, because they learn to trust you and they're depending on you. And sometimes, yes, it tears at our hearts. Like, there's stories I've heard that I've had to run to the bathroom and maybe shed a tear, but letting them know that I'm there, and the rest of my colleagues as well. I will say this: we do have a very amazing team. Everybody is so compassionate, and they care about every single client relatives that walks through that door, and that matters. And the community knows this. As Allison was saying, they know where to come when they need that, or to feel safe and to feel cared for. So yeah, I would just say being there, listening, being a good listener, no judgment. They go through enough of that, and trying our best to help them as much as we can, and never giving up. Because I like I said, I may see one client relative on a Monday and I may not see them for 3 months. But when they walk back through that door, I remember them and I remember what they were going through. And we just pick right back up, and we fight the fight. So
Right on, right on. Appreciate those good words. Allison, I wanted to ask you kind of a different question with we got a minute left here. What do you do to take care of yourself? Because this is hard emotionally when you see people down.
It's crazy you bring that up, because we were just actually talking about this in one of the offices yesterday. So like I've been like more connected on my cultural side. So like before I leave the house, I smudge. I put cedar in my shoes, and like even if we're having a bad day at work, I'll go home and take a cedar bath. I make sure I use my medicines because it helps a lot.
Yeah,
and I go get my nails done, get my hair did.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you have to give it away to keep it. And I know I still go to those 12-step meetings because we have to talk strong to our relatives and be there. And I remember my first meeting 40 years ago, somebody told me that I was the most important person there. And you know what? I believed them and I kept coming back. Hey, we're here with Ruth Anna Buffalo and her crew, Allison and Deetra, and of course, Jalisa Mckee, my daughter. Nepotism's living live and well here in Native Roots Radio. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break and come back and talk some more.
Stay with us.
Ho!
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with MIWRC. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. MIWRC dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to MIWRC on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Minnesota needs diverse teachers who represent our students and communities. Explore teaching degree options at Metro State University's Urban Education Info Session in person at the Minneapolis campus on June 24th. Metro State's programs offer pathways to bachelor's degrees designed for those committed to serving urban communities. Visit campus, get an overview of teaching programs, and meet with an advisor. Sign up at metrostate.edu/urban teacher program. Become a teacher, shape the future. Metro State University.
Your heart beats for generations.
Your heart is so many things. It beats all the time, and it works very hard to keep you moving through your day, keeping your thoughts clear. It's the most important organ in your body.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. Taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats. That's hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Support for Native Roots Radio comes from the Walker Art Center, an art space that's more than the spoon and cherry. Galleries celebrate contemporary visual art, including Indigenous artists like Edgar Heap of Birds, Cheyenne and Arapaho Nation, and Jim Demini, Ojibwe. Additionally, films screen in the cinema, and performances are shown on stage. Free every Thursday night and free every day for members and citizens of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org. Again, that's walkerart.org.
Hi, this is Governor Walz. Thank you for listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
In this portion of the show, we'd like to bring awareness to our Minnesota wolf population. Say no to the hunts.
Oh. Allison and Deetra, that's where you were supposed to howl. Welcome back. Hey, we're here talking Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center with our guest Anna Buffalo, and Allison and Deetra, and of course Jalisa Mckee's here helping me hold down the fort. Wow, hold down the fort. That's not a good thing to say. That's kind of holding down the. Yes, we're doing good here. Thanks, Ruth Anna. How's it going? This has really been a great show. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I feel so much heart from you and also the people that work at Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center.
Yeah, for sure. We're, thankful to be here and to, for you allowing us to share a few good words about MIWRC and get the word out into the community. And also want to encourage, people, if they can, to donate, miwrc.org/donate. We've been around for 40 years and we will be around for 40 more plus years and beyond, still serving the relatives. And we're just, it's a beautiful organization to be a part of, a lot of healing, a lot of trust building, with relationships and really helping get relatives connected to resources like treatment, addiction services, housing, also behavioral health or mental health services as well, and just trying to expand on those, but of course incorporating or integrating our traditional values and teachings into those as well.
Ruth Anna, I know you talked about the round dance and the workers coming down and round dancing during the celebration there, but tell some of our listeners that are just tuning in a little bit about what construction is going on.
Oh, yes. So the top two floors at MIWRC, floors 3 and 4, are under renovation and they're coming along really well. We have, so we're moving from 14 2 to 3 bedroom units to 24 efficiencies, with 4 of them being single units. And we are on schedule, on target to have 6 units occupied by the end of this August. And so, things are moving along. We actually just kind of got a quick tour of 3rd floor today. And so things are going along great, and we're looking forward to serving the relatives, the best we can. Top 2 floors, floors 3 and 4, will be fully renovated. New windows, large, big windows, lots of natural light, fresh paint on there right now. Door frames are being added in. Furniture is going to arrive next week. So things are moving along really good.
Allison, how does that make you feel when you see something like that added on for the community? Isn't that like a game changer?
It definitely is. And I was just talking to a couple of like our staff about like how many more opportunities that our relatives can feel safe at, so it's like it's definitely a blessing. Like our community needs it. just because like with like everything going on and the things just clashing back and forth at each other in the community, and like we were saying earlier, like a lot of our client relatives come here and they feel safe here. That's why they keep coming back. So it's definitely a beautiful blessing to have, like, to be here to experience and see the progress of it.
Yeah, it is, and I appreciate it and was able to see that firsthand. And it's an older building, and to have that life Ruth Anna put back into it, that's a really good thing, and that's how it can last for another 40 years.
Yes, for sure. Look forward to hearing, singing, dancing, just, yeah, looking forward to just more good, wholesome gatherings, where there's meals, there's healing, there's kids, there's laughter, there's community, there's elders, there's teachings. So yeah, it's a lot of beautiful things coming.
And you know what I say? And there's cakewalk too. I love
Oh, we all over at all of us at MIWRC, we clown about, or like we joke about this all the time. Like, we all love big back activities over here.
Yeah.
Big back.
I had to Google that at first. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
Not
your
all
next teacher.
Allison's favorite word, big back.
It's just another term for we all love different types of food and we can throw it on when it comes to food.
Yeah, there you go.
That was funny. Oh my goodness. But I just wanted to say too, my background, I am actually a counselor at a treatment center. And so I just wanted to give you all the props for connecting people to treatment centers. So thank you.
Mhm.
I actually, yeah, and even further, I actually started a well variety group, a specifically Native centric group at my job. So anyway, so
Awesome.
I'm feeling connected to y'all when you share what you're doing. So thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I,
huge.
I attend a well variety meeting every week. It's every Thursday at the White Earth Mansion, and I make it a priority to make it to a meeting just because I'm in recovery and I just don't want to lose like those connections I already have there. I mean, I've attended all other meetings all around the community, but like that Wall Brady meeting, just I felt like really at home there, and I feel like it's because like more like connected with like our culture and everything in it, and it's also like a home feeling when you walk in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing that.
and that's definitely part of what I asked you earlier is how you take care of yourself, because you have to go to those to feel community and also give it away to the newcomer, because again, they're the most important person there.
Definitely. So my 2 years coming up, I'm actually like sharing my story at that Well Brady meeting, like at the end of July. I'm gonna be sharing
Oh.
my story there.
That's so important too,
Great.
because I know for me, I have amnesia, when it comes to like borrowing money or drinking and doing drugs. So I got to like remember all these things and keep going to these meetings. Oh, wow. So, Deetra, you see people come in, but you also see people go out in a good way and get the help. That's got to be part of what fills your soul too.
Yeah, it does. When our client relatives either go to treatment or find housing, it's a feeling I can't even describe. The To watch the growth, I can't even describe the feeling. I think I'm more excited than they are. I'm just jumping up at the door like, yes, you got housing. Yes,
Mhm.
you finally decided, I'm tired, help me. Help me. How do I get to treatment? Which treatment? And sitting down
Mhm.
with them and going over the different options, and when they take that step and you look in their eyes and you see the tears, but they're tears of
Mhm.
joy.
Yeah.
it's very emotional. It feels like it's me that's going, or it's me that's getting my apartment. Oh man, I can't even. I'm about to cry right now. It's a wonderful feeling to see, and I let them know that we're here. We're rooting for them, whatever they need. They can call, they can come back, and we'll guide them. Um, and yeah, we have several success stories, and they come back. Oh,
That's awesome. Hey, I want to tell you, we got less than a minute. Ruth Anna Buffalo, thank you so much for bringing these guys on to your show every Tuesday. This has just been a really good lift for us and filling our soul bucket after what's happened this weekend, Ruth Anna. So thank you so much for bringing these guys on.
Mods and dads, thank you.
I think we're done.
the doors are down.